Hello everyone. So before we get started on the main video, this bit is completely unrelated. Feel free to skip ahead. There's a timestamp, so go on, you can shoo now. Right, so a couple comments has been bothering me because I haven't been able to not think about it. Not the comments themselves. The comments are absolutely lovely, dear, but I'm a complete freaking idiot and my comprehension is crap. These were decorative shelves. Now, what I mean by the decorative shelves is the QP Tech decorative shelves. Now, before 1.20, there wasn't a middle bit. There wasn't anything in between them to distinguish which one it was. And I just clicked, dragged, put it in there. And it was supposed to be the normal ones. They have now... They're now supposed to be the proper ones. That has been bugging me since that comment was made, and I realised what was the problem. I am sorry. And another one that's quite recent is putting the railings on the outside of the blocks so you can actually put stuff on this one. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so freaking genius. I just didn't know why I didn't think of it. Thank you very much for that comment. That was brilliant. I will be doing that in the future. Hi, did you skip? Oh, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. Alright, so the reason why we're here is I've had this idea for a while now. It's a kind of self-imposed challenge that I want to do in the survival, but I didn't want to try it before testing if it was even possible. So this challenge is basically go big or go home. That's what I'm calling it. And there are a few rules and some limitations to this. I'm going to sit down because it's very hard to talk. Yeah, it's very hard to talk and walk at the same time. The first and main rule is I can only use Stone Age tools and materials for the building and the gathering. This means no metal tools and no chiseling. I know that hurts me too. There's no modern building materials, so anything from a pit kiln is a no-no. Exception to this is that I'm allowed to gather metals and use metal tools for one specific purpose, and that's the salvaging ruins for clutter and decorative items. But, you know, I want the decorative items in my home. I want to make this look pretty, and I believe you need the pickaxe to break the clutter. Rule 2, it has to be as big as possible. Now, I'm not going like insanely big, but I feel like it should be bigger than a normal house. It has to be big and it has to look big. Rule 3, every empty space has to be purposeful. There can't be any dead spaces. If there is a dead space, it needs to be filled in with blocks, or it needs to serve a function. It needs to be a room. The only exception to this is the attic. Even that has to have like structural sense. So beams, like logs, have to be placed where, you know, where it would make sense for structural support be. Rule 4, there has to be block variety. What I mean by that is that I can't just use the same block type, like the whole building looks of cobblestone or packed mud. No, that's a no-no. I mean, there's now wattle and dab, which has textural varieties. I would count that as yes, that's fine, because there's a textural variety. It cannot just be one type of block for an entire wall or something like that. There has to be some sort of textural change or block change it up. And finally, it cannot just be a box. And you know what I mean. You know, like the mud hut you saw in the exterior, it can't just be that simple shape. It has to extrude in some points, even if it's on one side or the roof or the back of it. It can't just be one shape. So that's it. So before I show you the build, I will say I won't show the attic. You're just going to have to take my word on it that I promise you that I put logs up there and I made it structural sound, and any dead spaces that didn't make sense to me I filled in. Right, so with my rambling done and complete, let me show you the build. So here we are. So this is voiceover Mags here. So if I'm a bit echoey or there's unusual noises, there is a storm going on at the moment in the UK. Here's the front. I'm not entirely certain how well I done because I truly struggled with doing this build. I like this part because I use, like, if you think of when you do panning for bony soil, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of junk and I just like using them for borders on gravel. I like the fact that I use gates and different variety for the windows because you can't always get age-leaded window panes. I kept the normal logs, not the quarter logs, for the support beams because the quarter logs didn't make sense. Just because they're new doesn't mean you have to use them for build. I believe I kept the block variety. I've way past that. There's definitely a lot of texturals, different cobblestone and the fanned cobblestone. I've used quartz glass, which you can use with quartz glass and sticks. I've used some slabs just to bring out the walls a little bit more. I like the fact that I've used the whittle between the age pane. I like that. That aesthetic. I like it. I will be using that again in the future. I'm not entirely certain if I broke the 5th rule, which I believe is not having it a box shape, because to me this still kind of feels like a box shape, but I don't know because I've actually brought it out on the sides and it's a little bit out on the front and it's definitely out on the back, because you can see where I brought it out and how the levels have changed from the roofing. It's definitely not just a box shape, so I'm really happy about that. However, I don't know if I've actually kept, I feel like I borderline just kept it in, you know. So I really would like your opinion if I failed this test, because I'm still going to do this in survival regardless, and if you want to join me in that, please let me know and I'll let you know on the content and we can go through the playthrough together on that. Here's the insides. My favourite part are the seashells for the borders. I've never done that before in a build and I like the separation on it, and it just gives it this place is full of character. I may have overused the tool racks and you know that's fine, but I do like my tool racks for decor. This was a dead space, but I filled in where there was dead space and used that as a cupboard for firewood, and on my opposite side is peat. This I've created my hidden little areas for my storage containers like I always do. Yeah, so I do like the new log types where it's 4 log craters. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show you guys in game apparently. I don't know. Yeah, some of my recording corrupted. That's why you got me, voiceover Mags. Hello. Oh dear, it's been a very odd day, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so this is all where all my tools would be kept, because I feel like kitchen utility, and it's also the tool making area. Doesn't stop me making tools, I just can't use them. Yeah, so, and I like the skull cobblestone, I do, and I've kept the crude doors for like hidden areas and just a little bit character. And if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't played in survival yet in 1.20, have they brought that silly little function where they break upon use? There's a like a percentage chance. Have they brought that feature back? Because if they have, why? I don't think anyone like that. Yeah, I love that. I love the wattle on the gates in between the panes. So, yeah, why did they bring that back? Yeah, I've used the tool racks maybe excessively, but I didn't use any in here, and I've used quite a lot of storage in here. But this is like the main bedroom, and of course all your valuables you want to keep close by to you. And I've got some firewood for those fireplaces. Now I've connected the fireplaces from the kitchen to the hallway to the bedroom in all in one chimney, because I feel like usually that's the case for build works. They would actually connect up with the chimney, so it would make more sense that way. Now I know you may have spotted a dead space. It's like up here, but I promise you it is not dead space. It is functional. Here's my secret hoarding storage area, hidden away. Now I wanted a hidden area. I was trying to connect it where those crude doors were at the front, but when I made the doors and I made a little hallway to it, I just didn't like it. So I just blocked off that hall, and then I just put it in the kitchen or work area. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm happy with this. It is big for a Stone Age build. Because if you think about if doing this in survival, this will take a lot of work to do. However, I do believe, even though it's challenging and there are limitations, I know it's possible. Because I actually made a start on called the Claymore Hall in my Awkward Isles series, which is my early stage of content. It's kind of really rubbish for the mic, but I did a sword entrance, and I did that all by using Stone Age stuff, mud blocks and stuff like that. So I know that it is possible. However, saying this, it will keep you in Stone Age for a really long time. But that's not such a bad thing, because when you impose limitations, for me personally, it opens up your imagination a little bit more. You're not rushing into getting, oh, I really want a chisel. Go into creative world. You can do that all the time. It's fine. But in a survival world, for me, if I rush into getting tools and that, and then I live out of this mud hut, and then I hoard places, it gets crammed, and then it just looks horrible. My imagination process, the build work, just comes to a halt, and then I no longer enjoy it. If I make a challenge like this for survival, I think it's more achievable to gain better builds for myself and for you to watch. So on that note, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching, and catch you later.